It's a great pleasure to introduce Leanne Chen, our candidate, or one of our candidates, who attends Rugby High School. She is 18 years old and she's going to speak about Is the Pen Mightier Than the Sword?
I have a dream. Immediately, most, if not everyone in this room, will recognize these 4 revolutionary words spoken by Martin Luther King on the 28th of August, 1963. The speech he delivered on this day is seen as being the defining moment of the American civil rights movement. And editor and journalist John Meacham writes that, with a single phrase, Martin Luther King Jr. joined Jefferson and Lincoln in the ranks of men who have shaped modern America. Now, I doubt that anyone can contest the importance and impact that this speech has had, and indeed continues to have, on millions of people worldwide, regardless of their ethnicity. These were words that sparked change. History has been founded on speeches like this. Speeches and pieces of writing that have caused wars, rebellions, revolutions in the way we think and live in various aspects of society. Take Charles Darwin's Origin of Species, for example. Arguably one of the most influential scientific pieces of writing in history, as it completely transformed the way that we understand how life began. And on the other end of the scale, Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels' The Communist Manifesto is seen by many to be a highly significant factor in propelling the revolutions of 1848. In fact, Napoleon is often quoted as saying, 4 hostile newspapers are more to be feared than 1,000 bayonets. Now, having said that, I wouldn't necessarily enter into a physical fight with only a humble HB pencil in my hand, but I would argue that the wounds inflicted by words can be just as dangerous, if not more so, than those caused by a blade. You see, being in the 21st century as we are, and faced with a technological world, it seems practically impossible now to avoid other people's opinions and criticisms on just about everything and everyone. It seems that my little pencil has had an upgrade, and is now a top-of-the-range, fully-fledged, reputation-destroying, self-esteem-tearing weapon, the keyboard. And who wields this mighty weapon? Well, the internet troll. But do not let this ridiculous name fool you, for the internet troll has a darker side, and can now face up to 2 years in prison, as although their victims are not directly physically harmed, abusive messages have driven some teens to depression, and even suicide. Now this raises a new issue. Violence is very rarely conducted just for the hell of it. And it is often the pen that prompts the sword to strike. Now we have, of course, recently witnessed the tragedy of the terrorist attack on satiric French cartoonist company Charlie Hebdo, following the publication of several offensive drawings criticizing the Prophet Muhammad. And this displays the destructive potential that the pen holds over the sword. You see, the threat of violence might be capable of causing fear, but please just take a moment to think of all the other emotions that great literature or great speeches or stunning artwork or perceptive plays can inspire. And whatever's caused this effect hardly has to be universally acknowledged as great either. So did you know that since April 2013, London's fire brigade has attended 28 incidents involving people being trapped in handcuffs, removed 7 rings from areas where I would rather not detail, and released certain male body parts from toasters and vacuum cleaners. And which book caused this? And you guessed it, ladies and gentlemen, the infamous 50 Shades of Grey. So, on that note, I'd like to end with a public service announcement. Please, keep your swords sharp, but your pencils sharper. Thank you.